but I have been blessed. I have been blessed to work with many great 4-star, 5-star organizations. And I have been blessed to get to work with the diner. I have been blessed to work with the staff at Meyer Pharmacy. I've been blessed to work at Waverly Health Center to help our locals. And I know that community has people that get it. We get it. And that's one of the things I miss the most about living down here versus living up there. And it's not food and beverage. It's a different level of experience. I mentioned Meyer Pharmacy earlier. My wife has not chosen a pharmacy down here. She continues to call Meyer and have things mailed to her because it will always be right. Come on. Come on.
You know, for guys like Ferks, too, everybody knows him from the pharmacy, and they know how great he does in the pharmacy. But when you're that good at something, you know, he doesn't just, that's not where his Waverly-ness stops.
Right.
He is so involved in real estate and some of these other things behind the scenes and investing in this community. And no one's ever going to know that unless you specifically sit down and you ask him. But guys like him are doing so much behind the scenes for this community. Right. And, you know, it would be enough if it was just the pharmacy. That would be enough. That would be a huge number.
I'll give you another. Tannenbaums. There are people that do their jewelry in Waverly, Iowa. Why? Customer experience, customized care. My son, who lives in Norwalk, Iowa, was on the phone with Ryan. I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, some of the polishing, you know, he did all his wedding stuff, he and Ellie through Tannenbaums. And on the phone, he goes, "This was so weird, Dad." I go, "What?" He goes, "They said, say hi to your dad." Come on. Come on. I just love it. I miss that.
You know,
That's the question you're answering about the diner. What expectations are we building now that have been value add? Now, am I going to roll those back, or am I going to keep those and push off something else? This is an amazing window of opportunity for people who have a little of that in their DNA or know someone who does, like you, to help articulate that. I would just tell people, this is what you need to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty doing. Thinking and talking about, what are we going to keep doing? What are we going to stop doing? What do we need to start doing? Those are 3 fundamental questions. I love it. One thing I would tell any size organization, secular or sacred, take this window of opportunity to do some planning that has to do with change and innovation and entrepreneurialism, reinvention, because it's a window, once things start to open up, that window closes and it gets fast and furious. So use these moments while you have them.
Good.
By the way, there's probably things that you have stopped doing that you know you won't go back and do the same. Communication's key. And then doing stuff like you're doing on the board behind you, Matt, is also key. The best thing you can do for your stakeholders is to take care of your people first. Even if those are hourly people that will not be able to come in during the season and work, but to almost overextend yourself in caring and communication and being there for them as they either draw down on benefits or find other work or whatever. But if you can take care of your people first, they in turn will take care of the other people you serve. It's kind of that internal, external customer mantra that I've embraced for years. But if you can just love on your people and communicate where you're at, how it's going, when might we be at the other end of this? What can you expect from me as a leader as we, even the government is talking about phases, right? Here's phase 1, here's phase 2, here's phase 3. Why wouldn't you, and I'm not, this isn't a political statement, but why wouldn't I take my cues from people that are communicating with an entire country and then localize that and say, okay, here's what, in your case, EBD is doing today. And until we do this or hit this mark, we're going to continue this season. But here's what you can expect here, and then here, and then here in that new normal. And just love on your people. When they're not communicated with, when they're not consulted, when they're not embraced, when they're not extended a shoulder to cry on, when they need to do that, it's a perfect recipe for disaster. And that's way beyond a pandemic, way beyond. Love on your people. Communicate frequently. Even if you don't talk to me every week, can you tell me the week you will talk to me? And if you say, Bill, you're going to get an update from me in 2 weeks, sit tight, holler if you need me, but in 2 weeks I'll get communication from you. That's all I need. That is all I need, is to know I can count on Matt on that Thursday to let me know how this is going to go.
I think that
it's got to be in your DNA to make the pivot. Having said that, this is an amazing time to be the church. Number one, because it is, in business language, a product or service that people need. It's government even labels it essential. So it's an essential sense of spirituality and community and belonging. And people are hurting, and they have needs, and they've lost their jobs. So church, being church right now is cool if you have it in your DNA to pivot and serve. The other thing is, it is forced us to think about new, innovative, entrepreneurial ways to, like you, deliver. Now, that may be digital worship, digital Bible study. Right now, our big topic of conversation is, how do you do Vacation Bible School? There are over 20,000 members in our records here at this church. We have dedicated ourselves, we don't know if we'll get it done, but we have dedicated ourselves to phone call every single family. So here we are as a church calling every single family. Our entire staff's on phones. That's transferable to any type of organization. Communicate, love, pour into your people. And by the way, if your staff did that and they heard some of the stories back, what a ministry that would be to your team to hear those stories. It's so simple.